Hello, this is Matt Loaded back for another video. Sorry for not uploading recently. It's mostly because I've been very busy. This is the only time I have to do so. So, Alexa, set time for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
Hopefully next week I'll have more time. Anyway. If the audio sounds terrible, I have no idea, but didn't I? So my audio should be on. If it isn't, the audio will sound pretty terrible. Wish to repeat that. If you can't hear me, it's probably because my audio is not working very well. I don't know why. The future is flawed. With the negotiations finished, Quadro and the company could look forward to a night town across Guangdong. It was an experience none of them would ever forget. While Brazil had its big cities, none of them like Koshu, Macau, Hong Kong. Although in cities, well, it took some effort to restrain themselves from turning the trip into a shopping spree. Instead, they took numerous notes of various developments from things to keep an eye on. He in particular was interested in the state of weapons development for Brazil and portable music players and stereos for himself. It wasn't all perfect, however. Guangdong radiated an atmosphere of inequality, and impoverished and downtrodden were familiar sights. Its smog was everywhere, and it was squinted throughout it. And if you squinted through it, you could see gangs lining the back alleys, street corners, search of easy marks. Most disturbingly were nets he kept seeing set up around the city, which were learned after much probing were for suicides of all things. Still, Quadros boarded his aircraft and in high spirits. Soon, long as Guangdong addressed the issue of prodding crime pollution and unhappy officer life in a reasonable fashion while maintaining a stronger economy, he was sure that the country would be wealth success. Now, if only he could get some of these advertising jingles out of his head. Rude awakening. Quadros was already having a rough time sleeping when nonsense began to furiously pound on his bedroom door. And someone began to furiously pound on his bedroom door. Or, goddamn, who the hell was walking in the past midnight, spitting a few curses under his breath? He stomped in his pajamas towards the door and swung it open, ready to peace of mind for his unwanted guest. This sight of the armed Japanese national security officers took the wind out of his balls. Sir, one of them began in impassable Portuguese. We have discovered a plot by anti-government insurgents and terrorists targeting you and your entourage. For your safety, we must escort you to your aircraft for evacuation. Quadros felt his blood run cold. Someone was trying to kill him? The hour was a blur. uh, as he and the men quickly gathered the belongings of himself and his team before fleeing. The inside of the aircraft was sobering. The collection of Brazilian aides and diplomats looked demoralized. Some were frightened and shaking fear. Others were red-faced, frustrated, and Edna stared at her lap, unblinking, as the aircraft took off and left. The landed rising sun behind them. Quadros minds his raced who were after them, and why. Looking back at Edna, he tried to get a speech. Hell of a mess, her. Let's hope they catch the bastards. Language that did this. This made Edna raise her head, but only to stare at him with an unreasonable look. She then slowly shook her head back and forth before gazing back at her lap, leaving her confused. Was it something I said? You had one job. As soon as Quadros landed in Brazil, he was quickly summoned to the Palacio de Alvorada. Within moments of explanation, the air in President Lot's office was cold and riddled with tension. The man staring daggers at Quadros, molded in a union of frustration or disappointment. Did you realize what you have done? If you were lucky, the deal would have been delayed by months, perhaps even a year. But you've embarrassed and shamed us all with your ridiculous antics. Quadros held his gaze, scowl of his own. I performed the best of I could. Letting the deal will go by without even trying to improve it would have been far more humiliating. There were audible restraints on his tone, and he was just about to start shouting. Locke's expressing Tristan in a restrained fury. Improvement? His tone was ridiculed before becoming even more blateful. What was there to improve? He had a sound deal with the Japanese, and instead you accused them in their face of fiddling us like puppets. He took a breath, clutching his hands together to prevent himself from outrage. Losing himself in impulsive rage. Besides, I am the president of the nation. Last I recall, I do not remember giving you permission to renegotiate. Permission? What renegotiation? Permission? Quadros scoffed and rearranged his glasses as he looked intense. What are you, Brazil's Hirohito? In the case you have forgotten, Your Majesty, the people elected me to do what's right for them, not for you. Sharp groan followed the sudden rise in Lot from his seat, and bursting anger in his eyes practically visible as he nearly succumbs to the urge to punch the absolute buffoon teeth down the throat. Discipline stayed in Ada's hand again as he instead pressed his knuckles onto the mahogany desk and utterly his following words lying growl. That'll be enough, Quadros. I summon you here so that you may explain your failure, and you've given me explanation enough. We may leave. Quadros paused as though he had more to say before turning with a scoff to the others. The rift deepens. What scandal? I didn't even need to negotiate. Deal was perfect. The pass at dawn's edge. Oh right, the foreign policy dinner. That has completely crashed. Well, that's great. Okay, so that's completely glitched out. I don't even know how to fix that. Okay, I'm gonna reload it and hopefully that it's if I reload it it'll fix. Alright, let's hope that worked. No, it has not. Oh god damn it. So I have no idea how that's happened. I've completely bricked that. If I have to start this further save, it's gonna go insane. I have some bad news. It bricked again. It also crashed too, so that's great. At least this thing works. There's some positivity in this. So great. So this means that I probably need to restart the entire thing again. God damn it. Oh. So I guess I'll have to end this video more shorter than I expected because I have to rebuild the entire goddamn game again. Actually, no, I'm probably going to put a vote on my post section just to post. By the way, if you don't know, I do have a TikTok account. If you want to check me out there, you don't have to, but if you want to, check there. Sorry for not uploading recently. Thank you. If you check out a guy commented recently, I thought he looked kind of cool. So other than Aradaki Adam 5566, thank you for commenting me. Talk about me. Also check out the probably saying it wrong. Denestrovsky. He's got some cool videos on his channel. He's got 17 subscribers. Check him out. I'm gonna put a poll on my post section on YouTube to check if I have to, if you want me to retry to fix this, retry this run. If that succeeds, but it then fails again. Also, this is called a well-oiled machine. What the hell? Never mind. If the next one after if the vote succeeds in Brazil having giving Brazil another try, but that fails a third time, I'm just killing the show, like straight up. So yeah. Anyway, this has been a slightly shorter video by a margin. I am trying to do a recording on my PS5. The audio is terrible, so I haven't put it on yet. You know, I'm gonna put it on today as a set of treat. The audio is terrible, and you probably can't hear a damn thing. But hey, it's better than nothing, I guess. So yeah, if I haven't deleted it, there's need to check that. But anyway, have a good day, have a good time. Why Sao Paulo is a well-oiled machine, I will never know. But other than that, this is Mount Limited signing off. Good day, goodbye. Goodbye.